Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Everyman Prepping. Long time no see. I know I've been AFK for a little while. Been very busy. May is always super busy time of month. You got school endings. You got a lot of school activities. You got school sports, graduations, all that. I throw Mother's Day in there. All family events. All kinds of things happening in May. Been super busy. But mostly I've been busy out in the garden, planting new things, getting the vegetables in, getting the fruit trees going, taking care of them, making sure that we're going to have a harvest later on. And I don't know about you all, but I've been gardening out there, but very weird spring. We had super hot period at the beginning of May to start with that kind of took all the cold season vegetables and bolted them, kind of ruined them. And now we're having a very cool spring, very cool into spring, into summer, very cool, unusually cool. So I've been harvesting my cool season fava beans. Usually they're done at the beginning of May, mid-May, but they weren't done until just this past week. So I had a ton of harvesting with them and processing them. So I'm going on a little tangent, but that's what I've been busy doing. Write down below what you've been busy doing. Have you been having weird weather, delaying your gardening or delaying your harvest of the spring vegetables, and that delays your summer going in? Like, I plant corn where the fava beans were. So my corn is almost a month behind. I still got to prep the land and get the corn in. My family loves corn, so got to get it in, but it's all taking a lot longer. It seems like everything's taking longer these days. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is the upcoming major problem we're going to have with this new debt crisis bill that was signed just this weekend. The Fiscal Responsibility Act, they're calling it, which kind of makes me crack up that they're trying to be fiscally responsible by just giving themselves more debt and then spending it all. So not only is it a problem that, yeah, there's $4 trillion that they can now blow, and there's an uncapped limit in 2025, all that great stuff. But that 4 trillion, I imagine by mid 2024 they're going to blow through most of that 4 trillion. Going to cause its own problems. But there's something else in that Fiscal Responsibility Act that's going to impact people more immediately that I don't think a lot of Americans are ready for, and they're not going to see the ramifications of until it hits. And what am I talking about? And that's the restart of the student loan payments. They've been put on hold with no interest since March of 2020, since the beginning of the pandemic. So for 3 years, people with student loans haven't had to pay a dime, and they didn't accrue any interest. And Americans, we love debt, creatures of habit. They've had all that extra cash they didn't have to put on their loans. What do you think they did with it? Did they save it? Did they use that time to pay down their loans because it was interest free at that point and get ahead? Some did. I'm sure some were very responsible and did that, but I'm going to say the majority, probably 80, 90%, found this opportunity to blow that money, buy stuff they didn't need. And we're going to get into all that. And what I think is, maybe one positive to this and then a whole bunch of negatives and when this is going to hit. So let's take a look at a quick article and then we'll just discuss about it. And this is out of one of CNBC's websites as we go through this, but it says here that, by signing the bill that it comes with the condition that the student loan payments end after August 30th. So I'm hearing August 29th, September 1st, payments will have to restart. They'll include interest. So, it's basically, a couple months away. People are going to have to start paying that money back, and they're not going to be ready for it. And we're going to have issues. 45 million people. That's more than 10% of this country. And especially when we just consider adults, we're getting towards 30, 40%. That means Americans have to figure out how they're going to pay these because you know what? That money, I'm pretty sure they've gotten it, spent it, or it's going to something else. But, not the tax man, but the debtor man is coming in for that money very soon here. So, what does this all mean? Well, let's get into one good thing, one positive. So we've had a lot of inflation. Well, let's say you had the average loan payment, they say, if I looked it up, they say it could be from $300 to $500 a month. You get a lot of different answers to the question of what is the average student loan payment, but I saw $300 to $500. Let's just say $400. You have two people in the household. They both had student loans, and out there they're around $800 a month. So they were paying that, but now since March 2020, they didn't have to. What do you think they did with that $800? That's a lot of cash. There are a lot of things you can do with that. So that $800 a month, now they got to come up with. And the one positive is, well, like I was talking about, inflation. People are spending lots of money. They are spending that money. So if there's $800 less in a household to spend every month, well, the less money spent across the country, inflation might come down a little bit because you're not buying as many things. So could it have a positive effect on inflation? Maybe. That's about the only benefit I can see out of this is, there'll be less money being spent out there. Some prices may come down. Now, I want to me wrong on this. I don't think they don't have to pay. You should definitely have to pay your. You got this loan. You need to pay it. You signed up for it. You signed your name on there. You took that money. You need to pay it back. I don't believe in the loan forgiveness. None of that. You pay your debts. You signed up for it. You're responsible. So I don't believe any of that loan repayment, loan forgiveness. Write them off. They got to do this. So I just want to get that out there. They're gonna have to figure this out, but it's gonna be painful, and there's gonna be a lot of pain endured by a lot of people, and it's gonna snowball and affect other people that don't even have student loans. And let's get into that first. Please appreciate the likes, the shares, the comments, and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this. But the likes really help get the word out, and I think a lot of these 45 million people are going to be oblivious to this until their statement comes in the mail into August, and they're like, oh, holy crap, I got to pay that $800. I got to pay that $400. How is that going to happen? Because let's get into this. They bought, they took that money. Maybe they put their kids in special, programs or events for them. They, signed up for all kind of monthly subscription services. Maybe they bought a car. They bought a boat. They bought jet skis. They bought, ATVs, whatever. Some recurring payments. They said, instead of paying the student loans, let's get that car. Let's get that boat. Let's buy this or that. Or heck, let's just go out all the time. Let's go on vacations. Let's blow that money. That's what happened. You know how Americans are. Most of that money is gone every month. None of it was being saved, and now they have to come up with it. So, is this hurt the recession we're in? Yes, probably. There's going to be more people hurting because of this, because they're going to have to give up something. They're going to have to, sell off all the extra equipment they bought. Will there be huge garage sales coming? Is there going to be foreclosure on homes because they were able to buy a home now that they didn't have to pay for that, and the lenders didn't, figure that in because, lenders are very creative. They could probably, work their way around and say, no, you have more money per month. We'll probably, Biden will get rid of that. They'll waive that, or it'll start up. We'll just give you that loan. We'll give you that loan for that house now, or that townhouse, or that car, or whatever it was. You'll be good. But now, they have that $1,000 car payment and $400 or $500 loan payment. If they can't do that, does that car get repossessed? Probably. Who knows? So I think the recession will hit these people hard. It's going to come up harder, because there is inflation. They do pay more for food, housing, clothes. And some of that money was going to that, and they won't have it. So that's going to hurt them a lot. What else is going to come up? There might be more bankruptcies because people just can't pay all the bills. They're going to be filing for bankruptcies. Look, if you have some dry powder on the side, you've got money set aside because you've been saving it, there might be some good sales soon. Check out your Craigslist, your Facebook Marketplace, local garage sales, whatever, because people are going to have to sell those expensive items they bought because they can't pay on them. Even like tools, riding lawnmowers, like I said, vehicles, all that stuff. There might be some great sales come up. You might be able to pick up a great deal just to help these people get some cash to it because they got to unload their stuff. That could be happening too also. Next, businesses. Like I said, the small business, people are spending a lot of money. If it's a small business that had programs, you signed up to do art, some kind of stuff for your kids, tutoring, whatever. All that might have to be cut back, and that hurts those businesses. They don't have student loans, but they're customers all had student loans, and that extra money they had was going to pay them. Now it's not going out there. So all that extra stuff's going to be cut off. A lot of businesses might have to go under because of that, furthering the recession, and again, creating a snowball effect. And lastly, let's talk about the mental state of people. People are already on edge. They're fragile. Little things set them off. Everybody's angry, short-fused. Well, now you're going to put this pressure on 45 million Americans that they now have another debt they have to pay. They're not ready for it. They can't do it. People are really going to be even more on edge. There's people are going to be, at a moment's notice, they'll break. Just say the littlest wrong thing and they can snap. So I think there's going to be a mental issue coming up. So this summer, people, when the heat comes on in August, the August heat comes out, the heat already gets to people and they already go crazy. So now we're going to have, the summer heat. You're going to have the loan payments. You're going to have the impacts of inflation, the recession, all this stuff piling up. So it's going to be, I think, lead to a crazy summer, crazy end of summer. So just want to bring everybody's attention to this. Get ready for it. Like I said, if you had that money sitting on the side and you have some extra, you might be able to pick up a deal or so. Help them out. Help them out by they sell the stuff they don't need. You get something you need to help your, your survival, your preps, or just something you may want to have for fun because you've earned it, because you saved your money. Whatever it may be, Just keep your eyes open this summer for when these go on. Couldn't Biden delay it again? Could something happen? Could the Supreme Court say we're going to let the loan forgiveness go on and help some people? All that, yes, could happen. But let's plan for all contingencies. Let's plan for this to happen. Let's plan for the student loans to kick in. And if you have one, you need to get ready yourself and come up for a plan. So that's all I have for you today. Hope you learned something from this. And until next time, keep your ear to the ground, head on a swivel.